My name is Lisa, and I'm a part-time working housewife, happily living every day with my husband, Noah. Noah is always cheerful and has a positive outlook on everything. He always had fun stories to share, which kept me smiling and enjoying life every day.
So, I went to use my phone, but I grabbed the air conditioner remote instead. I left my phone in the study, and I totally freaked out for a second.
Well, at least it wasn't your work phone.
Yeah, but my boss accidentally grabbed his daughter's phone, and he was totally panicking.
Wait, his daughter's phone.
Yeah, he loves his daughter so much, they have matching phone cases. He was freaking out like, why do I have two phones? I bet his daughter is super mad at him right now.
This is how our happy married life was going. Then, one day, Noah's younger sister Ami, her husband Yuki, and their daughter Madison came to visit us as a family.
Hello.
Hello, Madison. How are you?
I'm great. How are you and Uncle Noah?
We're doing well. Madison, have you gotten a little taller again?
Oh, that reminds me, we just had to buy her new shoes. She keeps outgrowing them so fast.
Lisa, I brought some cookies. Please have some if you'd like.
Wow, thank you so much, Ami. But you really don't need to bring anything next time, okay? We had a great relationship with Ami and her husband, and little Madison was always fond of Noah and me. We'd often get together, play, or go out to eat, and it was always pleasant. 6 months later, it was a day off, and we were enjoying a slow, relaxed day when...
Hello. Is this Noah's phone? This is the Kawasaki police.
The police?
Actually, your sister Ami has been in an accident and was taken to Kawasaki Hospital.
What? Ami?
Yes. Your family members were also in the car. Could you please come to the hospital right away?
Startled by the sudden news, Noah and I hurried to Kusaka Hospital. When we arrived at the location, the receptionist directed us to Madison.
Where are your mom and dad?
Mommy and Daddy. They won't wake up. They're asleep and won't open their eyes. I keep telling them to wake up, but their eyes just stay closed.
What about Ami and Yuki?
It's okay, now, Madison. Your aunt and uncle are here, so you don't have to worry anymore.
You were so brave to wait here all by yourself, Madison.
Madison had been playing at a friend's house, which is why she was unharmed. However, despite the doctor's desperate efforts, Ami and Yuki couldn't be saved. They had gone to heaven. All Noah and I could do was hold a grieving Madison tightly, trying to comfort her as best as we could. Not long after, Noah's older brother, Shoji, and his wife, Mina, arrived.
It seems like neither of them made it.
I'm still in shock. It was so sudden.
Brother, where's Jiro?
Jiro's at home. He's in middle school, so we left him to watch the house. Noah, we don't have time to cry right now.
That's right. We need to talk about what happens next.
What happens next?
Shouldn't you at least take a moment to see Ami and Yuki's faces?
Shoji and Mina's demeanor wasn't one of grief. They weren't just calm, they seemed cold. I stayed by Madison's side, while Noah, reluctantly, discussed future plans with Shoji and Mina. We took care of the necessary arrangements, and the funeral went smoothly, but then...
Phew, it's finally over. What a drag.
Wait, Madison's right here, you know?
Calling it a drag isn't really appropriate.
Well, what do you expect? There's so much to deal with for the family left behind.
I understand, but...
Oh, by the way, Shoji's going to handle Ami and Yuki's estate. As for the kid, you two can take care of her, all right?
Wait a minute. You can't just decide something so important without discussing it.
Come on, Lisa. You don't have kids, so this should be perfect for you, right?
Jiro's got high school entrance exams coming up, so we really can't afford any disruptions right now.
That doesn't mean you can just...
Honestly, though, I want nothing to do with taking care of a kid.
Hey, the two of you, could you at least take Madison's situation seriously?
Exactly. You need to think about how Madison feels.
You are not thinking of refusing, are you? Let me make one thing clear: if you say no, no one else will take her in. And you know what happens if that's the case, right?
How can you say something like that? How can you be so heartless?
Well, honestly, I don't care who ends up with her.
But don't you think it would be a shame for poor little Madison if we did something like that?
Shoji and Mina smirked in a way that made my blood boil. Seeing them like that filled both Noah and me with rage. I realized that trying to reason with them would be pointless, so I made a firm decision. In that moment, I caught Noah's eye and knew he felt the same way. Hey, Madison, how about you come live with us from now on?
Lisa and I both wanted you to stay with us, Madison. Would that be okay with you?
Really? Are you sure I wouldn't be a bother?
A bother? Not at all. We'd be so happy to live with our sweet Madison.
Exactly, Madison. You don't need to worry about anything.
Thank you. I'll do my best to take care of myself.
We're so glad to have you with us. Let's take care of each other, okay? After that, Noah and I started living together with Madison. We took care of all the necessary paperwork and eventually adopted Madison as our daughter. Although Shoji and Mina had said they would manage the inheritance. Wait, a will.
Yes, they had decided to draft it early on.
Does that mean Shoji and Mina won't get the inheritance after all?
That's correct. According to the will, Noah and Lisa will be responsible for managing the assets.
What a relief. Now we can protect the important assets.
Yes, it's such a relief. I'm so glad it worked out this way. Thanks to the will left behind by Ami and Yuki, we were able to protect their assets. 15 years passed since they went to heaven. Madison, who had been so small back then, had successfully found a job and was about to start living on her own starting tomorrow. As I prepared her favorite foods to celebrate her new chapter in life with a smile, we had an unexpected visitor.
It's been so long, have you been?
Mina. Oh, it's been a while.
Something smells delicious. Are you cooking? Got enough for me?
I don't know why you're here, but today is a special family moment. Can we do this another time?
If you've got something to say, come back another day.
Ha! What's with that attitude? You're a fake family. What's so special about your little family time? Whatever, just bring Madison out. I'm here to see her today.
Hello.
Oh, Madison, you've grown up so well. So, I'm here because I've got something really important to discuss with you.
Perfect timing. I've got something I'd like to say too.
What a coincidence. So, Madison, I heard you got a job at a big-name company, right? Let's cut to the chase. From now on, I want you to transfer me 100,000 yen every month, okay?
100,000 yen!
What are you even saying? You just show up and start making demands?
And Mina, can you tell me why you're asking me for money?
Well, let me explain. You see, we've been paying for your upbringing all this time. You probably didn't know this, but you were able to attend university thanks to us.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And just so you know, your precious Lisa she's been using the inheritance your parents left behind all for herself. On top of that, she kept coming to me, begging for money. It was a nightmare back then, let me tell you.
Yeah, stink bugs are pretty awful. They smell and everything.
I said money problems. Are you even listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Anyway, the point is, you were only able to get that fancy job because of us. So, as a thank you, start paying me 100,000 yen a month.
That's not going to happen.
Madison casually listened to Mina's complaints but firmly said that she wouldn't be providing any financial support. And then...
So, my money was spent without my knowledge, huh? I had no idea, so I went ahead and bought a bunch of things I needed for my new job.
Well, starting a job means lots of expenses, right?
It's true I got hired by a big company, but I'm still a new employee. I'm not expecting a high salary right away, and honestly, I'm really short on cash. So, could you keep sending me the support payments like you've been doing?
Ha! What are you even saying?
You've been paying my support all this time, right? I'm just asking you to keep doing that.
You're an adult now. There's no need to pay support anymore.
Actually, if someone isn't financially independent, there are cases where support continues even into adulthood.
But you've got a job now, so you'll start raking in the money, right?
I'm still just a new employee. I'm definitely not financially independent yet.
Madison, stop fooling around.
Who's the one fooling around here? Wow, I'm feeling really disappointed right now.
What's so disappointing?
Well, I was thinking that since I inherited some money, I might share it with you and Uncle Shoji. But since it's all been spent, I guess that's impossible now. Such a shame.
Wait, really? Then there should still be some money left, right? Right, Lisa?
You're making absolutely no sense.
Hold on. Didn't you say that you used my inheritance and even begged for more money? If that's the case, why would you be asking my mom about it? Doesn't that seem odd?
Well, I was just confirming how much was used. That's it, yeah, how much?
You're not fooling anyone. By the way, how much did you actually pay in support?
Oh, about 100,000 yen a month, I think. Maybe a little more some months.
After listening to Mina's claims, Madison responded decisively.
Uncle Shoji is just a regular employee at Aiken Corp, right? And you and Mina are a full-time housewife, aren't you?
Yeah, so what?
Yet, you own luxury bags, expensive watches, and you even give Jiro, who doesn't have a job, an allowance every month, right? You're spending a lot of money, but somehow you still manage to afford 100,000 yen a month for me.
I worked hard to give it to you. You could show a little gratitude.
But if I remember correctly, you were the one begging for money, weren't you?
Yeah. I really can't imagine someone like you paying 100,000 yen in child support every month.
Hey, Noah, don't make assumptions like that.
Let's be real, though you didn't pay a single yen in support, did you? So, there's no debt of gratitude for me to repay, right? You can leave now.
Don't you dare, Madison. Are you trying to hog all your parents' money for yourself? I made a mistake. I should have adopted you when I had the chance.
If you had offered, I would have refused on the spot. I might have been young, but I still remember. I remember how you didn't even bother to look at my mom and dad's faces under the white sheets, and instead, you immediately started talking about the inheritance. I remember everything.
Madison.
My parents, Noah and Lisa, they were the ones who cared about me first. They told me to see my parents' faces, and they cared about my feelings.
I cared too, you know.
That's a lie. You complained that the funeral was a drag. You didn't show any respect for the hard work my parents did, only talking about money. Money, money, money. If I had to choose between becoming your adopted child and being on my own, I'd rather be alone any day.
Madison had remembered everything from that day, the cruel words and actions of Mina and Shoji. Thinking about how long Madison had carried that weight made me both emotional and furious.
Don't get cocky with me.
Madison is just expressing her true feelings.
Kids observe a lot, but maybe they see even more than adults realize.
Since they're shorter, they have to look up at us all the time, watching our faces carefully. They might not have the life experience to express those feelings in words, but maybe they understand more than we give them credit for.
If she understood, she'd say it, wouldn't she?
When they can't say it, they cry, pouring their hearts out to make sure we understand. Crying is how they communicate when they don't have the words.
Enough with the lecturing. Just give me the money already.
Mina, what do you think you're doing?
Wah. Shoji.
Glad you finally made it. We had Dad on the phone listening to everything up to now.
You called Dad. What the hell were you thinking? This has nothing to do with me. Mina acted on her own.
And Mina already confessed that you were in on it together. You told her to sweet talk us and get the money, didn't you?
She told you that too.
Bingo. I was bluffing, but I guess you just confirmed it. You're both in on it.
I'm the eldest son, so it's only natural I should get Ami's inheritance.
There is no money left. My parents used it all for my education.
Then you can just use your salary from now on.
Dad has a message for you. Get out of that house immediately.
What?
He said, I'm selling the house. If you're not out by the time I return, you'll regret it.
This is all your fault. What are we going to do now?
Ha. If you were so worried, maybe you should have come yourself in the first place.
Noah had connected the call with his father, who was living overseas, allowing him to listen to everything. Since the house Shoji and Mina were living in belonged to Noah's father, they were ordered to leave.
Well, when Dad gets angry, it's game over.
By the way, I recorded this entire conversation. Also, we'll be filing for damages.
Ha. Why would you even do that?
Yeah. We're the ones who deserve money.
You're not getting a single yen from me, but there's probably still some inheritance left after the school expenses, right? You said you were going to share it with us.
I was thinking about it, but I've changed my mind.
Madison, please don't say that. I'm begging you.
Could you and Mina stop trying to leech off Madison?
You should really stop showing such a pathetic side of yourselves.
I'm sorry. The child support thing was a lie. We're actually broke. That's why we came here to ask for help.
I knew that before you confessed, but no, I won't help. My mom and dad saved that money carefully for me. They didn't spend a penny on anything unnecessary.
Then I'll use it wisely. So please, just 100,000 yen a month is all we need.
Didn't we already say no?
If we gave you any money, Ami and Yuki would scold us from heaven.
I'm begging you. At least give us enough to cover moving expenses.
We know you'd just come back asking for more after that.
Yeah. I can't imagine it playing out any other way.
Please, Madison, help your poor aunt and uncle.
No way. You and Jiro can go get jobs like everyone else. Now leave and don't come back to this house again. Goodbye.
We contacted the lawyer who had explained Ami and Yuki's will to us. We proceeded to file a restraining order and claimed compensation for the years of emotional distress caused by Shoji and Mina's actions. Thankfully, we received the compensation without issue. As for Shoji, Mina, and Jiro, they couldn't move out in time, and when Noah's father returned from overseas, he furiously kicked them out. They ended up finding an old, run-down apartment that looked like it could be blown away by a strong gust of wind. The rent was dirt cheap, the apartment faced north, and to make matters worse, there was a train track running nearby. They were woken up early every morning by the sound of passing trains, and at night, the noise from the upstairs neighbors kept them awake. Shoji, Mina, and Jiro lost the comfort of Noah's father's house and fell into a miserable life with no money. As for Madison, Noah, and me.
What? Grandpa already went back overseas?
Yes, he still has work to finish, but he said to say hello to you.
But what about the house? Is Mom going to go clean it sometimes?
No, he found someone to rent the house to, so it won't stay empty.
Oh, I was worried because I've heard empty houses can deteriorate. I'm glad someone's going to live there.
Yeah. And he said he'd come back to visit you when the time is right.
Really? I can't wait.
Madison has grown into a fine adult. When she first came to live with us, she often seemed like she didn't belong, like she was uncomfortable. Sometimes, she would cry at night, perhaps remembering the sad things from her past. But every time, Noah and I held her close, comforting her and staying by her side. After a while, once she realized that we were always there for her, those nights of tears disappeared. I'm sure Ami and Yuki watched over Madison's growth from heaven all along. And just like them, Noah and I will continue to watch over Madison as she moves forward in life. With those thoughts, Noah and I waved and smiled as we saw Madison off, as she left our home to begin her new journey. If you enjoyed this video, we'd be thrilled if you subscribed to our channel. Subscribing means you'll receive notifications for new videos, keeping you in the loop with all our latest content. Your support is vital to our growth. Let's enjoy and grow together.